Hey guys, it's Malacai here, and I'm really sorry that we're a day late. Things have been super hectic. Our last trial has started, and it's just, you wouldn't even believe it, insane. So, we're gonna go to uploading weekends instead of just Saturday. So, it may be Friday, it may be Sunday, we have no clue, and I'll stay tuned on that. But, here's Noah's story now. Noah woke up with a pounding headache and his wrist stinging. Blinking open his eyes, he began to make out the shapes of a moving figure in front of him. Oh, good. I was beginning to think I'd killed you, the person in front of him chuckled, setting down a dagger with a ruby on the hilt. But no, just landed a good punch, I suppose. He grinned. So I'm planning something, and I need your help. I hear these days you're a tech genius, so here are your options. Max held up a finger. 1. You can die. I really don't want to kill you, but if you don't agree, I'll have to. Holding up a second finger, his smile turned mischievous. Your second choice, however, would be to travel with me to the king's castle and help me break in. Noah's eyebrows furrowed. What will you do to him when you get in? Kill him, of course. I think it's time his reign is past as a prince, don't you? Max sat across from the brown-haired man, picking up the knife. Noah contemplated what would happen if they were caught. The possibility of them making it out through all 12 factors and into the castle was nearly nothing, if not negative. Although, as much as Noah hated agreeing with a known murderer, he had to agree with his old friend. The king was long overdue for death. I'm in, Noah said, nearly unintelligible the first time. Excellent. Max used the dagger to cut through several ropes binding Noah's wrists. 3 hours later, and Noah had yet to see any of the building he was being held in but the room he had awoken in. The rooms were concrete, as well as the floor. The faint smell of spray paint filtered through his nose, giving the impression they could be in a warehouse. Shelves full of swords, knives, and daggers were on the left side of the room, computers and concoctions of only God knows what on the right. Max had taken off his makeup mask and sat in a black jacket and sweats, whilst Noah was still in his work uniform. His wrists were slightly bruised from the binding, though he ignored it. Okay, Max said, walking back into the room with an armful of what looked like blueprints. He dropped them onto a long metal table, one that looked suspiciously like an operating table, with a thud. Here's the layout of the castle. All we need to do is get through the other 11 gates to the castle without getting caught. I'm friends with one of the guards there, who will let us in through the holding basement. Running a hand over some sketches, Noah gave a sarcastic chuckle. And how? He paused, picking up a picture of the throne room. Do you suppose we get all the way there? Walk? If you look like that, you'll be spotted in a second for killing all those business people. You know the king relies on them. Of course I do. That's why I killed them. Max raised his eyebrows. We leave in 2 days. 2 days? Are you insane? How are we gonna get there, oh mighty genius? Noah dropped the photo and stared unflinchingly into Max's violet eyes, arms crossed. This is a suicide mission. You can get yourself killed, but what about me? You'll be fine. All you have to do is hack through the gates of each living faction. Easy. The one we prepare for first are the villages. I hear they're awful when it comes to passing through overnight. Insane, I tell you, insane, Noah muttered, irritably, plopping down in a chair across from the computers. Well, yes, that's why I have you, Max winked, and then stood. Well, I need to be getting home. Are you going to be alongside me? Noah furrowed his eyebrows, blinking a few times. He hesitated, picking at the skin on his fingers. I suppose, yeah, nothing else to do. He pushed aside the notes he had begun taking and brushed his hands off on his black jeans. Well, let's go then. Noah watched Max walk through the door with a backpack full of murder weapons casually slung around one shoulder. Oliver, I'm home. Noah trotted silently behind the shorter teen, hand clenched at his sides. Despite knowing Max needed him for his mission, Noah wasn't all too keen on being at the side of a well-known killer. A man, whom Noah assumed was Oliver, poked his head out of the door across the threshold. Oh, good. I was getting hungry. Oliver stepped out, dressed in jeans and a flannel, glasses shoved into his light-colored hair. Who's this? Noah felt uncomfortable under the other's gaze, kneading his fingers into his arm. I'm Noah. I'll safely assume you're Oliver. Indeed I am. Will you be joining us for a fantastic dinner? Oliver gave a Cheshire-like grin, slinking closer. Max took this moment to finally speak up. Oh, lay off. He just got here, you dig. Max tossed his bag into a different room, tussling through his curly hair before heading to the kitchen across. Noah awkwardly followed. Sorry about him. Hasn't been laid for months. Max snickered, pulling a pot from a bottom cupboard. Noah shifted, only a little comfortable. Unfortunately for him, I'm not all too keen on stuff like that. Sex? Max looked up at him from his spot in the fridge. Yeah, I guess so. He blushed, terrified of the response. Oh, but you haven't met the right person yet. Oh, okay, cool. Oliver doesn't really do romance. Noah sighed in relief, running a hand through his short brown hair, sitting on a stool. Oliver took that opportunity to enter the kitchen. So I heard that. Sorry if I made you uncomfortable. That was never my intention. The green-eyed man smiled gently. Noah smiled back. Never had he ever had someone apologize for flirting in such a way with him. It's okay. Really, I really appreciate you apologizing, though. No one has ever done that. He held his hand out as a peace offering. Max finally exited his spot from half through the fridge, rolling his eyes at their exchange and an armful of various vegetables. Okay, assads, I'm making vegetable soup, so get out. Don't you have a book to write, Ollie? You should go do that. Fuck off, short stack. I've got 3 chapters done today. I'm fine. Oliver pulled Noah up by his outstretched hand. Come on, I'll give you a tour. Well, now that that's done, I can finally start off with my part of the story. Next week, we'll have the first part, and I can promise you it's a lot more interesting. Not that theirs isn't. It's also better because I don't have to talk in third tense, really. It's me saying exactly what happened to me, and it's really crazy. So, we're gonna go ahead and sign off for now. Tune in next weekend. Bye, guys.